generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, half of this cabinet are actually young global leaders of the world economic forum. We penetrate the cabinets.
The change is not just happening. The change can be shaped by us. We have to prepare for a more angry world. How to prepare? Take the necessary action to create a fairer world. I see the need for a great reset.
So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had and everything will be normal again. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen.
There is only one way this pandemic is going to go. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
The next crisis is already waiting for us around the corner, and it is the climate crisis.
I'm going to tell it to you straight. I'm going to tell you the truth. Our darkest days are ahead of us, not behind us.
And now's the time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there.
Just clap for that, you stupid bastard.
This would be the time because you really need world order, financial world order.
This alternative vision argues that ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
We are here to develop the great narrative, the story for the future. But in order to shape the future, you have first to imagine the future, you have to design the future, and then you have to execute.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 7. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, it's the brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I have an article here. All right, once again, going into this thing, the next so-called Demic, known as Disease X. Okay, now, of course, this is something that's being spoken of, by everyone, really. And it starts ultimately because the prophets, all right, are ringing the alarm bells. Okay, and that's forcing these elites to also have these discussions out in the open. All right, previously, in times past, right, before before people really start listening to what we normally bring out, what these elites, so-called elites, call misinformation. They used to do these things behind closed doors. Okay, so you having the Who-Dat coming around and saying that there needs to be this world Demic treaty to prepare for disease X, right? Something that so-called they don't even know what it is, but yet they're preparing for it. It shows you that this truth, all right, is really unveiling and revealing everything. Okay, and that's another diversion tactic that these elites normally use is they'll put the information out there, right? Because by doing that, it basically desensitizes you, right? So since 2020, all of a sudden, now you're hearing them openly discuss what they're gonna do, the new world order. Like if you listen to what's going on at Davos, all right, they're just outright just saying it. And they really started doing that since last year, that at least I noticed it. All right, it could have been happening earlier than that, but now, again, they are discussing these things that they're planning to do out in the open. Okay, and that's the Heavenly Father putting that spirit on them, all right, that pride on them to think that, they can just come out right and just say these things. Psalm 64 and 8. All right, let's get that real quick. Okay, they're coming out and saying these things. Okay, and we're listening and we're giving the warning. Okay, but they think that they're just doing it because they can, it's just in their minds. It's the pride, all right, that's deceiving them. Okay, let's get this in the book of Psalm chapter 64. All right, let's see. Let's get it real quick. All right. This is the book of Psalm chapter 64 and verse 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." Okay, and those who are seeing them are the ones who are of the elect. All right, the Heavenly Father has opened up our eyes, all right, that we'll be able to see. Okay, we can understand, all right, the mystery of iniquity. Okay, and as we read in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, during the time of the Apostle Paul, all right, he understood, okay, that the world is being ran by the lawless one, which is Esau Edom. Okay, and hence that means that the lawless one is going to be ruling until the time where Yahushua comes back to destroy them. Okay, but before that, all right, as is written, we're gonna get that. I'm gonna actually read it up a little bit more. Let's see. That these devils are being exposed. Okay, let's see if we can get that real quick. Let's see. I know it's in this chapter here. Right, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. So as the verse down, it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed." Okay, the lawless one, all right, the son of perdition, the wicked, all right, Esau, Edom, that's all synonymous. Okay, so 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8, it says, "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." So the spirit of his mouth is what's actually happening, all right, by way of the prophets. Okay, and when you read the verse up, all right, "For the mystery of iniquity is the same as the wicked." All right, the mystery of iniquity doth already work. So the wicked have already been doing their satanic, demonic, activities behind closed doors. Hence, you have secret societies. Okay, mystery and secret are synonymous. Okay, just like how you have the letter X, what it represents means something that's unknown, right? A mystery, all right, something that's a secret. All right, they're all synonymous with something that's unknown. Okay, for the most part, right? So Esau is coming out into the forefront, but he's doing it in a way that only the elect can actually see what he's actually up to. The rest of the world are blinded to it. Okay, so verse 7, it says, "The mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let." Right? Meaning the Heavenly Father is going to keep them a secret for a time. Okay, until he be taken out of the way. How is that? How is Esau being taken out of the way? His power source, his power, which is what deception, is being what? Destroyed by the truth. Okay? Deception and secrecy are being what? Exposed by the prophets of the Lord. Hence, the Lord is consuming them with the spirit of his mouth, which are the prophets. Okay, because now it's time that Esau is being taken out of the way. All right, and that's why they're being exposed. They come out, they come out and they say it, and ultimately that's going to lead to their destruction. Right. So let's read this article real quick. I think I have two articles I want to read real fast. All right, and the first one is it says, "Why is the Who-Dat pushing so hard for a global Demic treaty?" Okay, why are they pushing so hard for it? And they have reasons. It's because now Esau is about to get into that next step to fulfill prophecy of ultimately bringing in that MOTB. Okay, they're going to depopulate. They're going to do it by death, because X also represents death. Okay, that is why you have an X on the skull and bones. All right, secret society. All right, death by poison. All right, when you see that skull and then the two bones that makes the X, that represents something that's a hazard or a poison. Okay, it represents poison that's obviously is going to kill you. So death by poison is what that X represents. Okay, so they're letting you know this next disease is going to be one that is, like they said, 20 times worse than the CV. In other words, when you look at X, also represents what? Multiplication, right? So it's a disease that will multiply the amounts of death. It's also going to multiply the amounts of draconian measures, right? Surveillance, okay, lockdowns, forced Vanessas, all right, quarantines. I mean, you name it. they're going to be doing it. This is the time. Okay, hence they have something known as disease X. Okay, something that represents the unknown, right? But also represents it's a multiplication symbol. Okay, to multiply the hell, the pain, the suffering. Okay, that's what's coming. The fear, okay, the violence, right? The troubles. Everything is about to intensify. Let's read. It says the Who-Dat, which has failed to trace the origin of the CV virus so far, and which is yet to conduct an audit of its own handling of the CV Demic, is pushing 194 countries to ratify a global Demic treaty that it has drafted. Okay? Once the countries sign the treaty, and this is again coming up in a few months, in May. Okay? In May, they're gonna be signing off on this thing. It says once the countries sign the treaty, they will hand over all regulatory control of future demics. Now we have disease X, right? And it's coming right in time. Isn't it kind of interesting? And we called this. Did we not say this months ago? Before disease X even popped up into the mainstream, we were saying that, hey, for them to be justified with the Who-Dat treaty, they're gonna have to come out with another one, right? So like, yeah, they're gonna have to come up with another one, and that other one is what we know as, now they're saying, is disease X. Okay. And they're gonna basically these countries are gonna send over or give or hand over, right? In other words, receive, in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse, okay, the 17th verse, I should say, 16, 17, 18, all right, where it goes into the MOTB, the mark of the beast. It talks about what? That they shall receive, okay, the mark, the charagma, receive. When you go into that word receive, I believe it's the Greek word didomai, which means to basically give consent onto, give your power onto someone. Okay, so these countries are leading the way. All right, they're handing over all regulatory control of future demics to the Who-Dat. Okay, the UN body will declare the onset of fresh demics. Okay, fresh demics. So they're going to be the ones to call it. Again, Tedros said it. He said, even with a perceived threat of anything, we could shut things down, and then you guys, here comes the pain. Okay, and this is a time, we are in those days, man. All right, the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, because Jake is going to be the most targeted, because now you know the truth. The cat is out the bag, so they're going to use all this to come against Jake, straight up, because Jacob is the only thing that stops them from getting that new world order, right? So if they can eliminate Jake, then they maintain their rule on this earth, because we coming after. Okay, 2 Ezra 6 and 9, 6 and 8, 6 and 9 talks about what? For Esau is the end of the world, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See? So if they can do away with Jacob, then there will be no one to follow. That means they're gonna keep on going. See? So Jake has to be, all right, or is on their number one top priority list. Okay, especially the prophets. All right, hence you have this fight, this vain fight of them pushing this narrative of misinformation and disinformation, and that's the biggest threat to our democracy and our future plans and all this BS. The truth is out. See? So it says the UN body will declare the onset of fresh demics, declare protocols to be followed, hence, or i.e., lockdowns, Vanessas, mandatory Vanessas, mandatory quarantines, right? You're going to see all this. People going to be behind barricades and fences, right? Why do you think they got all these so-called migrants coming into this country? It opens up the gateway for them to enact Rex 84. Okay, Readiness Exercise 84. Okay, the so-called King Alfred plan. We've done videos on that many, many times. These times is when those things occur. Okay, those things they set up in the 70s and the 80s, all right, was for now. Okay, was for a time when they feel it's best to come in for the attack. and that time is now. Americans are super obese. All right. It's like you don't see that kind of shit in different countries like that. They're super obese. They don't learn anything. They're super sensitive, right? They just don't think, right? Just sheep for the slaughter. All right. That's America for you. Straight up confusion, man. Madness everywhere you go. So continue, it says they can declare protocols to be followed, right? Prescribe medicines and their dosage. Demand surveillance prescribed by it. See? Here's where the AI Big Brother robots come in, right? All that contact tracing they did is going to be stepped up 20 times more. Okay, because remember, if this so-called disease X is 20 times deadlier, that means that their measures have to be 20 times that much more effective, right? Because they talk about preparedness and what's the other one? Response, right? Preparedness and response. Those two things go together. And when you hear those words, you need to prepare because the so-called response that's coming, yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about draconian? Yeah. That's what they're talking about. All right. So continuing, it says, and decide on which medicines and Vanessas are acceptable and which are not. What is more, Who-Dat will also have the power to censor scientific papers, scientists, and research, and also decide what is disinformation and what is not. See? So they're already telling you how this thing is going to play out. It's super biased. All right. So there goes the so-called freedom of speech right there. All right. Disinformation. And that's going to bring in the family of the word. Okay. If they're going to be going after scientific papers and scientists and research, right? They're going to censor. Then whatever information we're going to be bringing out is going to be completely censored. It's not even going to be able to go out, you know, especially when they start bringing in this whole digital ID bullshit. All right. That's also going to play a huge role in that MOTB. It's all merged in. It starts with identification, radio frequency identification. See it. OK. It says, let me see. Let me just skim through this a little bit. Let's see. Let's read. It says, who's this person here? Stephen Solomon. All right, Stephen Solomon also voices serious reservations about the treaty calling for immunity from legal prosecution of Who-Dat personnel. So again, this treaty also gives complete immunity, meaning they can't be sued. If anything comes out of this, the Who-Dat is absolved from whatever side effects that may come out of this, whatever mandates they give out. Okay. No, actually, I don't think that was Stephen Solomon who was talking. As let me see. There's another person here. Doesn't matter. Something's being said. The thing that's being said is what matters, not who's saying it. So it says, I missed the part I was reading. Slovakia. Right. Why immunity for only Who-Dat, he asked, and not other scientists, junior researchers, etc. So anyone who's going to bring out the truth, you're not going to have a place to stand. Right? There'll be no platform for you to stand on to voice your truth. Okay? It's all going to be one narrative. All right? And it's already started. The so-called great narrative. Right? It says, this next article, it says, Who-Dat calls for World Demic Treaty to prepare for deadly disease X. This is dated January 21st, 2024. I believe that's today. Yep. All right. It says,
services, even robotic surgery.
It's like it's playing. I'll probably put this video after. All right, but let's read this. It says, World Health, Who-Dat, all right, Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus has called on countries to sign on to the Health Organization's Demic Treaty so the world can prepare for disease X. Prepare, okay? Ghebreyesus, speaking in front of an audience at the World Economic Forum in Davos on Wednesday, said that he hoped countries would reach a Demic agreement by May to address this, quote, common enemy. There you go. It's going to be a global thing, all right? They're not playing. The Most High is definitely not playing, all right? Let's get this real quick. Here's the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Why is the Apostle John, all right, telling the church to rejoice? Why? Because, again, we are at the end of this man's kingdom. That's why. All right, scripture says, with thine eyes shall ye behold, all right, the destruction of thine enemies. Okay? The fall of our enemies, man. All right, so that's why we're rejoicing. And that's why the heavens, all right, is also rejoicing, because you have brothers who are up there waiting. All right, Yahushua is waiting, eagerly waiting. All right, he can't wait. He can't wait to get here to destroy all this wickedness and to set up a righteous kingdom. He can't wait for that. All right, how do we know? Because we're in the same spirit. We can't wait for that. Okay, it says, and of the sea, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. All right, because Esau Edom is on a killing spree, trying to destroy the whole entire earth. Okay, he's in constant rebellion against the Heavenly Father. There's only one people on this earth that have that spirit, that have that mindset, that can go on national television and tell the world, oh yeah, we would like to go to Mars. Oh, we'd like to go to the North Pole and the South Pole and let off a nuclear missile. Like what? Just to see what happens. Oh my goodness. It says, for the devil, all right, the false accuser, the slanderer, okay, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he has a lot he has to accomplish in a very short time. Hence, he's going to react to what? He's going to resort to draconian measures. Okay, having great wrath means you going all in, and ain't nothing stopping you. Okay. Let's see if we could get it in a different translation here. NIV says, Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice, you heavens and you who dwell in them, but woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil is gone down to you. He is filled with fury because he knows that his time is short. That's cool. That's good too. All right. The CSB, therefore rejoice, ye heavens and you who dwell in them, woe to the earth and of the sea, because the devil has come down to you with great fury because he knows his time is short. Okay. Let's see. Let's get some more. Maybe the NIV or NLT. It says, therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens, rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea. All right. I like this one right here. Okay. Terror. All right. Who's going to be behind that terror? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Through these devils. Okay. Those who you see at Davos and so on and so forth. That's the devil that the Bible is speaking of. Okay. Because their agenda, what they yearn for, all right, is not something that is in the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the sense of good. Okay, it is in the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the sense of evil, because he sanctioned it. But if you're looking for anything good from these people, you're looking in the wrong direction. It says, but terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time. You see, everything is being pushed back. Oh, this ain't a real idea. Was supposed to be done 2023. Oh, now we got to push it back to 2025. Oh, we had plans to have things happen in 2023. Now we got to push it to 2028. You see, everything is being pushed back, and they get mad. So they're going to be like, wipe these people out. You know, that's what's going to happen. Right. So let's go back to the article. It says disease X is a hypothetical placeholder virus that has not yet been formed. Damn, they're just telling it. But scientists say it could be 20 times deadlier than CV-19. So they're just telling you, hey, this is what we're working on in the labs. Scientists, right? They're in the labs. This is what we're setting up. For now, let's call it disease X. Start scaring the people. Disease X, disease X. Once we're ready, whatever the Lord gives us to say, we're going to come out and say it. And then we're going to come up with the measures to combat this shit. It says, it was added to the Who-Dat's short list of pathogens for research in 2017 that could cause a, quote, serious international epidemic, end quote. According to a 2022 Who-Dat press release. Right? It's like it was something. Okay. All right. So let's go back to this. It says Gabrias said that CV-19 was the first disease X, but it's important to prepare for another Demic. Quote, there are things that are unknown that may happen, right? Hence disease X, right? We broke it down earlier. And anything happening is a matter of when, not if. Sounds like they are very aware of what's happening. They know the future, huh? Almost like they planned it, right? Interesting. So not if, not it's a matter of when, not if. So we need to have a placeholder for that. For the diseases we don't know. Well, the Lord did say, let's read that. Pestilences, right? So let's go to Matthew. Matthew 24 and verse 7. There's a book of Matthew chapter 24 and let's start off at verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We're in those days, right? All you hear every day in the news is wars and rumors of wars. Okay, I believe, was it yesterday? Somebody from NATO, one of the heads from NATO, came out and said, he basically gave a warning saying that, hey, prepare, all right, because we're going to go clash against Russia, and that's going to blow into World War III, like big time, nuclear type. Prepare. So when you start hearing that, this is what we've been telling the world, all right, really that spirit of World War III really started to increase back in 2016 and prior to that. But really 2016 when Trump came in, all right, that spirit of World War III was like on some shit, you know, and the Lord, obviously, sequence of prophecy, the Lord kept that going, and now we see it as people can see it now, And I used to remember, I used to think like, man, Lord, how are you gonna actually start putting this fear of World War III into the minds of these people? Because we out here talking about it, and we're telling them that the Lord going to drop missiles on America, and it's like people are just living life. It's like they don't even think it could possibly happen. They don't even dream about that. They don't even stop to say, wait, what would you just say? It's like they don't even hear it. And I'm like, how are these people so dumb and deaf? It's crazy. And now, all of a sudden, people are like, yo, World War III, hey. I interviewed some guy last week, and I was giving him, the contract details or whatever. And he goes, I told him, the benefits and so on and so forth. And he goes, man, you saying 6 months, you saying a year. But, man, World War III about to pop off. I don't know if we're even going to be here at that time. That's what he said. He didn't know who he was talking to. So I just looked at him like, hey, you might be right. You might be right. Who knows? But in a hypothetical situation, if this were to be the case, then this is that, But here we are. All right, it's the talk of war that's in the air, all around the world. Okay, so that prophecy has been fulfilled, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right? See that ye be not troubled. That's why the elect were not troubled, the hopeful elect. All right, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, we get excited when we talk about these things because we're seeing the hands of the Lord, the work Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is doing. Okay, let's get this. Let's see if we can get this real quick. Psalm chapter 119, verse 126. It says, "It is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law." Okay, it is time for the Lord to work, man. So we hear the words are going out, and soon those words will become manifest. All right, will become manifest. So let's get this. Let's continue back in Matthew 24. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. The Lord says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Okay, all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So, we're not gonna get out of here tomorrow or next week or next month, right? Because there are still certain things in prophecy that need to happen, and once they happen, then we're gonna be like, "Yo, any day now." Verse 7 says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines." Right? We're gonna see that when disease X hits, and pestilences. That's what disease X is. It's unknown. A whole bunch of diseases. That's what Tedros said. Right? What did he say? Let's read that again. He said, "There are things that are unknown that may happen, and anything happening is a matter of when, not if." So we need to have a placeholder for that. For the diseases, we don't know, Gabriel said. So diseases is another way of saying pestilences. Okay, let's see. Let's read. Let's get the definition of pestilence. Pestilence, real quick. All right, it says any infectious or contagious disease, fatal epidemic. Okay, a plague. Right, an unwholesome atmosphere. Whew. Deadly disease. All right, wickedness, evil, sin. Pestilence. Right? Disease X is a fulfillment of pestilence. It's coming. All right? They're telling you. The Lord is putting it in their minds to fulfill this. All right? For the diseases, we don't know. All right? It says, continuing, quote, "We lost many people during CV," which is mission accomplished for them, "because we couldn't manage them." Response. It says, Gabriel said at the global confab, they could have been saved, but there was no space. Oh, shit. What does he mean by that? There's too many people on this earth. There's no space for you useless eaters. You gone. You out of there. That's what he means by that. The elites understand what he's saying. It says there was not enough oxygen. You hear that? You niggas is breathing all the air. Put your mask on. There's too many. Kill them off. There was not enough oxygen. So how can you have a system that can expand when the needs comes? You gotta eliminate these people. That's what it means. And that's exactly what disease X is gonna do. Wipe them out. X them out. It says he said that a shared response via the treaty would help the world better react to another outbreak. See? The Demic agreement can bring all the experience, all the challenges that we have faced and all the solutions into one. Ooh. Let's read this in the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he causeth all, he said all experiences, right? All, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their forehead. So everything comes into one. That's one of their what's that shit? It's on the bill, right? The dollar bill, I think. I believe it's pluribus unum, right? Which means out of many, one. Okay, so that's their mindset, which is synonymous with the novus ordo seclorum. All right, annuit coeptis novus ordo seclorum, and then e pluribus unum. All right, they all push for the same exact thing, which is the so-called New World Order. Okay, it says all the challenges that we have faced and all the solutions into one. Gabriel just said, that agreement can help us to prepare for the future in a better way. You hear that? So in other words, your freedoms, all this shit is gone. In order for us to make this work, we have to have one rule that just goes through the world globally. Okay, a new world order. This is it. Okay, because they're telling you the agreement can help us prepare for the future in a better way. Okay, so they're telling you everything for them is the future. This stuff that's going to happen here is going to carry us into the future exactly how we want it to be. Mass surveillance, mass imprisonment, okay, mass death, execution, all right, constant Vanessa situations, lockdowns, and that's how they want things to be. Ultimately, depopulation. Quote, it says, this is a common global interest, and very narrow national interest should not come into the way. End quote. Ghebreyesus has said that independent panels and experts have been working on ways to respond in a collective fashion, and that a deadline for the treaty to be signed is in May. May Day, Illuminati birthday. Says he said that one of the preparedness responses could include an early warning system, organizing supply chains, and advancing research and development to test drugs. Primary health care would need to be looked at. Would need to be looked at too, given that wealthy countries did not fare well during CV, since they struggled with basics like contact tracing. So that's also coming back during Disease X. This time, it's all going to be digital. There'll be no, I got the fakie and I can go here. No. It's all going to be digital. All right. They have biotech, okay, Pfizer, of course, all these different companies, they're going to be coming back too. All right, it says it's better to anticipate something that may happen because it has happened in our history many times, and prepare for it. We should not face things unprepared. We can prepare for some unknown things as well. You hear that? You hear this dumbass right here? But the only thing you can't prepare for is the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. It says, world leaders met in March 2021 to announce that a treaty was being negotiated and drafted. The main goal, and the people are not involved in this draft or whatever. Most people don't even know what the treaty even says, because they're not going to disclose all that information. All right, because if they did, and you were smart enough, you would say, we're putting up a fight against this. Okay, but again, prophecy must be fulfilled. All right, it says the main goal of this treaty would be to foster an all of government and all of society approach, strengthening national, regional, and global capacities and resilience to future demics. Man, sounds crazy. Oh man, I can already see it. Whew, everything they show you in the movies, man, this is about to get crazy. The world is about to become miserable. It says a statement put out by 24 heads of state reads. All right, he spake as a dragon. Hey, Babylon, hey, you gotta prepare, man. Oh, it's about to get crazy. Like, I could just see it. Wow. It says, this includes greatly enhancing international cooperation to improve, for example, alert systems, data sharing. Wow, data sharing. All your information is going to be out there, just like China. They scan you and then they put your name, your face, and everything circulating all throughout every public space. It's crazy, yo. It's why we're going to need spiritual power, man. Because we're being persecuted for being righteous in a wicked society. The Lord is going to defend us. Okay? It says alert systems, data sharing, research, and local, regional, and global production and distribution of medical and public health countermeasures such as Vanessas, medicines, diagnostics, and personal protective equipment. End quote. Whatever that means. Personal protective equipment. It's safe and effective. And it was opposite that. So this is personal protective equipment. What's the opposite of that? It says the Biden administration was negotiating the global Demic treaty last year. GOP critics have said that such an agreement would cede sovereignty to the Who-Dat. The World Health Organization Demic treaty is very vague. It affects our sovereignty, and it could be exploited to tell Americans what kind of health care they need in the event of a global demic. Republican Tim Burchett, Tennessee, representative of Tennessee, said at a May press conference. So again, basically, everything that the Who-Dat is going to say in the state of an emergency or a global demic of a global concern or whatever he's going to say, Americans' so-called freedom of speech and rights and all this stuff is all thrown out the window because they're going for a one approach, right? One global, one public approach. Everything is together. So guess what? Jobs are going to be pushing for these things because most jobs now are being ruled by a lot of these corporations anyway. A lot of these so-called government jobs or private jobs and so on and so forth, they're all in the game. Okay? Something known as the public-private partnership. It's all part of it. So what's going to happen is under this so-called Accord Treaty, once they call it and it's an emergency, a global emergency of public health concern or whatever, what happens is every country's independence is gone. Now, Who-Dat gives the orders and everybody enforces it and then the people follow it. Okay? That's going to be hell. All right? And they're going to do all this because they don't have the time left. All right? This is what we've been warning about. Okay? They're going to use this as a catalyst to bring in that MOTB. Okay, because again, it's all about surveillance. And if they got people to take the Vanessa, we said this was going to happen. We said they first start off with the so-called masks, then they're going to put the Vanessa, and then after the Vanessa is going to be the C-hip. That's what we said through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. So disease X is going to be the thing, Lord willing, that brings in the next phase of prophecy, which is known as the MOTB. Okay, X marks the spot. All right, the Chai, Psi, stigma. The X is going to make that X, that mark. Okay, it's crazy. Anyway, see if I have any more precepts to bring out. If not, I'm just going to wrap it up and close it out here. Second Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, so the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua for opening up our minds, all right, and our spirits to be able to understand these things. Okay, at least the little bit that we can offer. You know, hey, you might have something that might spike another brother to be, Kanye, add on to it. The spirit works in different ways. But Lord willing, it makes sense. What they're trying to do, at least through the spirit, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Lord willing, things speed up. Things speed up. These devils speed up on whatever they're doing. And then we can get the fuck up out of here. All right. So anyway, this has been Who-Dat calls for a world demic treaty to prepare for deadly disease X. All right. Lord willing, you were edified and informed. The water Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.